What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video we're taking a look at some brand new plugins that's been added to the UA Spark lineup, and these are also plugins that UA has made native as of today. Shout out to The Mecca on YouTube that commented on my last video and let me know that these were native, or asked had I seen if they went native, and I hadn't. I hadn't looked at the email yet from UA. Ironically, I canceled my Spark today, but I've got until the end of this month, so I am able to check out these plugins now. And most notably, the new ones that were added that mostly caught my eye is the Distressor, the Massive Passive, and the Avalon 737 channel strip. So we're going to take a look at all of these here briefly, and all three of these are on sale right now for $99. I don't know how long that sale is going to last, but at the end of this, I'll give you my thoughts on these, or just my kind of first impressions, because obviously this is my first time using all of these in UA's format, and let you know if I feel like that $99 price tag is worth it. All right, we're going to start with the Distressor. Of course, the famous Empirical Labs Distressor, which is one of my favorite compressors to use, hardware and, well, I say software. I like the Arouser from Empirical Labs. And this is, the Arouser isn't a Distressor one-on-one clone, but it is a Distressor. It is a compressor developed from Empirical Labs. This, of course, being kind of the OG compressor from Empirical Labs, the famous Distressor. All of the controls here, of course, from the hardware. I do notice that we have on the left, we've got this headroom that we can adjust, and we have a mix, which is not on the hardware, which is nice. But let's listen to this on drums, which is my favorite thing to use the Distressor on, besides vocals sometimes. But I really like smashing drums with the Distressor, so let's check this out. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to bring in the Distressor. Okay, so I like what I'm getting there, and this does remind me of the hardware. I haven't used the hardware in a while, but it's definitely giving me what I remember using it for, smashing drums in the studio. I definitely like this mix knob for sure. Let's bring this just to 50% and take a listen to that. And we'll go ahead and turn this up to the nuke. All right. So yeah, this is helping those drums smack a little bit more. I'll say, like, this does sound good, and I do like it, but so far I really like, or I still like the Arouser. I can dig in a little deeper with it, and it just has more features as well than the Distressor, which is kind of obvious since this came after the Distressor. All right, let's take a look at the Avalon 737. All right, got the Avalon 737 here. When I first pulled this up, this is just so nostalgic to me because we have a 737 in the studio. It's a channel strip that I use a lot, and just seeing this and plugging for this is a really clean user interface, and it really gets some more points to me if it had that the limited edition black with the blue lights, which is still the Avalon 737 that I personally want. Now, compared to the hardware, I see all of the same settings and features here, except for this 1/4 button here. That is not on the hardware. Hold on, let me check. Okay, yeah, that is not on the hardware. I had to make sure before someone tried to call me out. But all of the controls here from the hardware, I'm going to play this. This is an artist name, Virgos, and I'm just going to bring this in and out. What I have done, I think I'm going for about 3 dB of compression. You can see my attack and release settings here. I cut just a little bit of low mids at 200 hertz, and I added just a little bit of high mids at 2.8. All right, let's check this out. We'll start with it out.
I've been busting my ass on the many nights I stayed up, meditating, honing my craft and staying prayed up. We bout the money, y'all that sucker shit don't phase us. I hear them taking shots, but them bullets don't ever graze us. Tell them niggas to raise up, this is where we supposed to sit. Change my mindset like fuck the hope, this what we supposed to get. Cosa Nostra shit, I feel my dreams the more I'm close to it. Success around the corner, make a toast to this.
All right, even though I'm adding just a little bit of high mid, I definitely feel it getting brighter. And a lot of people don't like the compressor on the 737. I don't mind it. It's definitely not my first choice. Usually when I use the 737, I'm just using the preamp. I'm not EQing when I'm going in, unless I'm adding just a touch of air on the top end, because this does go up to, what is that? I was going to say 25. Yeah, 32K. Using kind of like, I'm going to call it, we'll just call it air. I'm going to call it an air band, but we'll just say air. Adding some air with the Avalon. It's a really smooth EQ on here, but it's not something I use when I am tracking. So I'm generally just using the preamp section. But I'm okay with the 737's compressor. A lot of people don't like it. But again, it's not my first option. Like if it's all I had, then sure, we can use it. But yeah, it's definitely other opto compressors that I'm going to reach for when tracking. All right, so that was the 737. This one, because I like the 737 hardware, I do want to pick this up, but I don't want to pay $99 for it. Black Friday is right around the corner, and I kind of like, if this was like $49, I'd probably be all over it, or even $39. But for $49, I would get it. But this at $99 and Black Friday is a couple weeks away. I'm personally going to hold out and see what happens. All right, let's check out the Massive Passive. All right, so here's the Manley Massive Passive. If you're not familiar with this, this is a very popular, I'd even call it a classic now, tube, because Manley, so of course it's tube, stereo mastering EQ, and a very expensive one. I forget how much it costs. I think it's like $5,000 or $6,000, something like that. And speaking of the cost of hardware, I still can't believe the Avalon 737 is like $4,000 now. When I first got into engineering, I think they were like, I see them used for like maybe $1,300 or $1,400 around here, and then I think they went up to like 2,000 something. But yeah, 4,000 is just crazy to me. But yeah, Massive Passive. So there's two different versions that you get with it. You've got I guess we'll call it the mixing one, and then the mastering one. The mastering one, of course, being stepped, and the mixing one is this is the mastering one is stepped. So for easy recall of the hardware, we got different knobs. I prefer these knobs on the mixing one because that's just the one I'm familiar with Manley gear. But for this, I just want to show you the two different ones. All the frequencies, everything is the same, but we're going to go ahead and close this one and just work with the mixing one. All right, so on the Massive Passive, 4 bands, this is, because this isn't resizable, definitely hard, at least for me. It just feels kind of cramped with all of these frequencies around here, and then even the middle, like I'm finding this hard to read. So definitely wish this was, well, let me see if I say it's not. Oh, it is resizable. Okay, so let's definitely, that helps a lot. Okay, so you need to, one thing you want to make sure that you're doing with this EQ is you want to, by default, this is out. Everything is out, and you're either going to want to set this to boost or set this to cut or boost. Just to do what you need to do. You can see at the top we got our frequency ranges, 22 hertz to 1K, 82 hertz to 3.9K, 220 hertz to 10K, and at the very top we go 560 up to 27K. A very broad frequency range for all of these bands, but for this one I've got, we're boosting a little bit at, where are we at, 150 hertz on the low end, and then I'm bringing up a little bit of 12K. And got this turned over to put on shelf for both of them. So we're adding a little bit of lows, adding a little bit of highs. For the high pass filter, we got it set to 22 hertz, and we also have a low pass filter here as well that you can bring in. All right, let's bring this in and out. This is a artist named Simone Curry.
It's so crystal clear. Every word and every note starts here. Your love makes
Okay, see, I brought up this 3.3, but I forgot to turn the boost on. I'm going to play it back just a little bit so we can hear what that 3.3 adds to it. Just going to look to add a little bit of presence. We'll keep that at bell.
It's so crystal clear. Every word and every note starts here. Your love makes the river flow. It's all that.
All right, so a really powerful EQ can definitely be used subtly, or you can definitely push it. Interesting thing, so I say you can bring it in and out and also power it on and off. So I'm assuming if we have this on, but then have this out, I'm assuming that this is still going to run through, per se, like the circuitry and give you just the coloration of it, even though Manley gear for the most part is pretty clean in my opinion. But just an interesting observation. I've not used the hardware of this, so I'm not sure if the way that functions on this plugin is the same way as the hardware. All right, but there's a look at 3 new plugins I was added to UA Spark subscription today. Again, these are all on sale for $99. This one, I think I'm good on this, but of course, I'll have a link in the description if y'all want to check these out, learn more about them, or pick them up. If you're using the UA Spark subscription, definitely comment and let me know. And let me know what you think of these 3 new plugins being added to the Spark subscription. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if y'all want to continue to see content from me, then y'all know what to do.